Hey, brother sewing and crafting family. I'm Angela Wolf, and it is another week of some really fun things we have planned for you. So today, Cindy Hogan is getting ready backstage. She is going to show us her 10 needle for embroidering jeans. So I've been waiting to see this attachment, as so many of you have as well. We're going to see it in action. So I can hardly wait. So if you've never been here before, say hi, say where you're from. You never know, your neighbor might be sewing or fishing next to you, or crafting, of course. But that is the plan for today. And I see you all rolling in already. Hey, Wolfpack, nice to see you. And I think I see Cindy. She is in here too. So let's bring her up. Let's not make her wait. Hey, Cindy.
Hi, Angela. I've got something crazy going on.
Oh, no.
I have no idea what I just did.
Okay, well, we see you. That's good.
You see me, but I don't see you.
Oh, no.
I have no clue as to what happened, but I can hear you, which is good.
Do you want me to bring you back in?
Give me just a second. Take me out for a second and then bring me back in.
All right. I'm going to take Cindy out for a second. So, by the way, for those of you that have been following the sew along, I had a 1 hour preview last week while I was traveling because I was texting you in the car while I was watching with you. And we did the Linda Tunic sew along. So while she's fixing her screen, I'm just going to show you. This is how far. And I saw some of you say, wait, I thought you were going to sew your velvet. I am tomorrow and tomorrow's show at 1:30. We're going to continue sewing. So on this top, I've made it this far. And in the back, I've made it this far. So tomorrow we're going to sew together the collar and the sleeves, and we're just about finished. I just have to finish it before the holidays because that's when I'm going to wear it. All right, so Cindy, give me a thumbs up when you're ready for me to bring you back in. But I think she is. She says no, she's not ready to come back in. I'll wait till she restarts. So actually, we could start sewing the sleeves now, right? All right, you back? Nope. All right, I'll wait till she gets back. You know what? It's the beginning of the week. It's got to be technology, right? All right, I think I got a thumbs up from her. Cindy, I can hardly wait to see your machine. All right, let's see. You back?
Yes, I'm back.
Wonderful. Well, the gremlins took over my computer last week, so why not just take over yours this time?
Yeah, I think they've decided to have fun. I have no idea what's going to happen when I hit the machine because then I can't put you on the TV. That's what I was trying to shortcut, is being able to see you while I'm working, but oh well.
Oh, you don't need to see us. We just need to see you.
Oh yeah.
I will relay the questions to you too.
Okay.
Wonderful. So we are live, by the way, on Brothers Sewing Facebook and YouTube page, and Crafting YouTube and Facebook page. And you know what? The crafting page, you're probably wondering, why are we doing embroidering on the crafting page? Well, you never know. Some of these things that we do on the sewing side can cross over to the crafting side. You just have to get creative on it. In fact, I've watched a lot of people that are sewing paper and doing some really cool crafting things, adding a little bit of sewing and the scan and cut. Today we're using the 10 needle, but for those of you that want to start a business, maybe make a little money while you're embroidering and sewing, this is the machine that you got to see. So Cindy, I am dying to see this attachment.
So yeah, what we're going to talk about today is I'm actually using the sleeve hoop for mine today because it's not just for sleeves. It's great to get inside a sleeve that's already pre-made, but it also works on pants legs and things. And then we're going to use the tubular frame support to hold the jeans up so that they don't pull on the machine and get, just kind of give it a little bit of the machine, a little bit of a boost, a little bit of help. So I think it'll be fun. I found us a fun design to play with, and I've got us some jeans already set up over there, ready to go. So
awesome.
If you are ready, we can do that.
All right. Sounds good. I'll see you over there.
Okay.
Oops. Nope. Never mind.
Wrong one.
So while Cindy's popping over to her machine. So by the way, you can always embroider jeans by opening the inseam or opening the outside leg seam. There's a ton of blog posts on that on brothersews.com, blog.brothersews.com. So check that out. But this is another fun way. So I got Cindy up here. Can you see us, Cindy? Hear us?
I can see me. Not awesome. You, but I see me. So I'm actually going to look at my computer screen. All right, guys. So I have my tubular frame table on here, and I'll show you how I put it on. It basically folds up, and you just squeeze and slide it on there. And that's all you have to do. And when I get my jeans on there, we'll slide it out to where we're ready. Now, I was threading my machine earlier, so I had the right colors on here. I have my pair of jeans.
So, hey, Cindy, real quick, for somebody who has no idea what you just attached to the machine, that's what we've been talking about.
Yeah, that is a tubular frame table. So it supports our jeans and anything heavy when you're working. It just gives your arm a little bit of support so that your arm doesn't flag down while you're actually embroidering. Whoops. Well, Angela, you know, it's best not to sling your jeans around when you're planning on embroidering them. Give me 2 seconds.
Don says easy peasy. Yep, it sure is until it falls out of her hand.
Until the jeans fell out of my hand and fell out of the hoop. So hang tight for a second. Talk a little bit.
Hey, Jen. Jen says, yay. She says that she finally took her serger out of the box, threaded it, and now the projects are getting done. Yay, yay. I always love to hear that. That's my favorite thing, by the way. And when Cindy comes back, she'll laugh too. How many people say that they've had the serger in the box for over a year? It's like, get it out of the box. There's so many different things that you can do with that. And there are a ton of videos to show you how to thread it, to use it, all those fun things. So Deborah says, way too funny. I agree. So now she is rehooping over in the corner. I'll just give you a step-by-step. Hey, Hawaii. Nice to see you. I'll ask her. Hey, Cindy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Does that hoop fit on the 1050? Or that's not a hoop, though, Sharon. It's
yes, it fits on the 1050. It fits on the 670. Mm-hmm. You Perfect. Use your B arm with it. Okay. I'm back in business.
Sherry, you have no clue what you did with the scan and cut. It's been in the box for 2 years. Oh, no. You got to find it.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a cheater's trick. So that I can see where my embroidery is going to be, when I first do this, I'm not going to put my pants leg around the tube yet. I'm just going to insert the frame in here. Now, don't let me forget, Angela, to take it back out after I've done this, because if I don't, I'll sew through my pants legs. Ask me how I know.
That's what Cody would call a hot mess.
Yes, and I have done it before. So I have visited that hot mess many a times. All right, so I have transferred my design wirelessly here. So I'm going to touch the design that I want and touch set. I've got my jeans in facing the machine. So I want to rotate my design. I'm going to touch rotate and rotate that twice 90 degrees to the right or twice 90 degrees to the left. Now, if I were doing it on the opposite side, when you do your second set of pants, you need to remember to mirror it so that your pants legs match. Otherwise, they're going to be funky. We're going to touch end to edit, and we're going to go from there to set up where we want our embroidery to be. You could scan the jeans, or you can touch the magnifier. This gives us a live camera view. I love the magnifying because I can actually see the design on my project. Those are my actual jeans.
That looks great. Oh my gosh.
So now I've checked, and if you want to, I've actually got it set up for the bottom center needle, or actually top center, since that is technically the top. You can check your bottom center, you can check your left center and your right center to see if things are where you want them to be. I really wanted to check my bottom center. And it's basically exactly where I would like for it to be, which is a good thing because there's no wiggle room in this design for me, I will have to say. What I can do is I can go down or I can go up, but I've actually got for this one, the way I've hooped it, I had to be perfect with the size of the design that I have. So I'm going to get out of my live camera. It's the one that looks like the machine. And I'm going to take my hoop off the machine.
I was just going to remind you, don't hit start yet, or you won't be able to get that foot in those pants.
And I want my pants leg underneath my tubular arm. And then I'm going to reach through my pants leg.
You know what? Switch cameras for us, will you, so we can see that?
Sorry, thanks. So I put my machine on my hoop back on my arm, and I'm reaching my hands through my pants, and I'm going to pull out the tubular frame support so that it gives it that support where you don't have to worry about your pants pulling too much weight on your machine. We're going to touch embroidery, and I have my needles set up 1, 2, and 3, just like they need to be here. So I'm ready to go, and we're ready for this thing to embroider. So we're going to touch lock and press the start button, and it's going to take off. The hoop is used with your B arm.
Yeah, that was the question too. So Cindy, do you have to do anything with those side seams? If somebody was using a really thick fabric, would they have to hammer those down a little bit, just to make sure that the needles didn't break going through all of that?
I can't hear you, so hold on.
Hey, Cynthia.
We're going to have to turn you up. So what's your question?
For the side seams on those jeans, because if they were thicker jeans, I would recommend hammering those seams a little bit just to make sure the needle could get through. But if somebody had a flat felled seam or something like that, you definitely would want to compact that fabric before you went and embroidered, because that could
the 10 needle doesn't have as much of a difficulty with that as a single needle machine does, because it has more torque behind it, the way it goes up and down.
Okay. That sounds good.
If I'm on a single needle, then most definitely, but my 10 needle doesn't tend to have as much of an issue with that.
So Kathy wants to know again, there's a difference between the hoop and the attachment that you have on there.
So I'm using the sleeve hoop with my B arm, but the attachment that I put on to support it is called the tubular frame table. That's a new support that Brother gave us this year. Didn't give us, but came out with this year. Instead of having my flat table, which wouldn't work for this particular process, that tubular frame table helps support the weight of those jeans.
Yeah, which is really important. And also, if you were doing a heavy jacket or something like that, I think it's brilliant.
It really is. If you're anything that you're putting in there that's heavy, it really needs the support, whether it be the flatbed table or the tubular frame support. And there are so many items that just don't lend themselves to having the table on, that is a great addition to your sewing room.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Tessa, so we were talking about sergers a minute ago. So if you go to brothersews.com or blog.brothersews, they have an entire YouTube channel, and just look up serger. And I have quite a few of those videos on my YouTube as well. If you go to angelawolf.com, that's where you can find the serger. We're totally unrelated to what we're doing here, but we were talking about that. So,
yes, the sleeve hoop does work on your 1050, and it'll work on the 1000, the 670, and the 650.
So that answers your question, Deborah. Yes. And Leah, when she's finished, we can take that off and show it to you again. The attachment.
Yeah. It just folds up flat, and you squeeze it, and you can pull it in and out to the depth that you need it to be. On the serger topic, I actually did a bag last year for the New Year's Eve thing that is a great beginner serger project.
And that's on the blog for Brother, right?
Yeah, Brother Sews.
So let me just bring up the website here. I think I know it's blog.brothersews.com. If you look down below. So go on.
That was one of my New Year's Eve projects that we did last year for the big New Year's Eve blowout,
which was a lot of fun.
So that was actually fun. It's kind of disappointing we're not doing that one again, but that was fun last year to see what everybody's ended up being.
So speaking of fun projects, while she's embroidering, well, first, I see a good question here. Then I'll go back to something that we're working on this closer to the holidays. Jen, what about stretchy jeans and designs? Any tips for that?
I would go with a light, loose weave. You don't want a dense design on stretchy pants. Although having said that, the jeans that I'm wearing they're pretty dense. And they are stretchy jeans. But in general, you want it to be able to be comfortable for you to wear. And if it's a big, dense design, it's not going to be real comfortable to wear.
Definitely not comfortable to wear. And also the other thing with stretch jeans you have to keep in mind, and for those of you that have followed me for a while, you've heard me tell the story about embroidered jeans, that if your jeans fit perfect and they're stretchy and you add embroidery this wide down the whole outside leg that's dense, just think of all the stretch you just took out of your jeans, because they will not fit. Or they might fit, you just won't be able to sit down. And I'm speaking from experience.
You can sit, you just can't bend your legs.
Yeah, and you need help getting up. That's all I got to say.
Marilyn, the teeter-totter getting up.
Yeah, I don't believe it works on the persona, does it?
Yes, it does work on the persona.
Oh, all right, there you go.
I'm pretty sure I could go double check that but once this is done, but I'm pretty sure it does.
Okay. I thought
it does not work on the 600 or the 602. So if somebody has one of the older machines, it does not work on those.
Okay, so I haven't seen this question come up, but this is a really popular one when we've discussed embroidering jeans. So thread can make a big difference. Quite often we're using thread that has a sheen to it, if it's a rayon or polyester thread. So I quite often, when I'm embroidering jeans, will just use regular universal thread because I want it to be dull and I want it to blend in with the jeans. But it's all about the color and the texture of what I have. Do you have a favorite for jeans?
I usually am using polyester thread. There are matte finished ones that are really nice to work with. So if you're wanting a duller look, you've seen my jeans that I don't know where they're hiding because I looked for those tonight.
I have a pair of those too. I can't find my jeans.
I think they're packed, but I did those with a matte finished thread. So they're more subtle than they are shiny. So I do kind of like that. But Brother does not make a matte finished thread.
Yeah, so that's what I like for jeans. And because, I like both. It just really depends on the design that you're doing.
Yeah.
Somebody asked up here about stabilizer, but I can't find the question. Do you have that? Are you using sticky back or just are you hooping it with tearaway?
I use tearaway. Since it's a denim, it's a stable fabric. Now that is a stretch denim. I would have used it either wash away or a tearaway. Depends on the density of the design. This one was kind of a little dense, so I went ahead and went with tearaway.
Yeah. I used wash away on a pair of jeans one time, and it was right on my thigh area, and the design looked great. Even when I washed it away, but the threads would just itch my legs. So I just took a little piece of fusible interfacing and just pressed it to the back. And I did a really small stitch that you could hardly see just to hold it in place, through time so it didn't fall off. And that was great. I got that idea just from, doing baby clothes. Yeah. But it was much softer against the skin.
It definitely makes it a lot easier. It's not as rough against your skin. And if you can't do the embroidery on the jeans without taking it apart, you could always put it on a piece of tulle or something and turn it into an applique and stitch it on. That way you don't have as much on your pants.
Yeah, that's a great tip too. Kathy has a question for you. I don't know if you can see it. She's at the 1000 and she thought she had a different or older sleeve hoop. Did they come out with a newer one?
No, the only sleeve hoop we have is the one that I have, is to my knowledge. Now, there are times that I use other hoops besides the sleeve hoop. Like if I have a wider design, then I may use one of my hoops that I can put a sticky stabilizer on. So those are third-party hoops, but Brother does support those hoops. The 4x4 is always, sometimes it can be a good option too if it can fit within those parameters. It all depends on how big your design's going to be and what you want to work with.
Right. Patty says when you embroider your pant legs closed, that's when they become shorts.
The pair that I was talking about, the ones that I was looking for, I actually embroidered those. I was talking on the phone while I was embroidering them, and I kept scanning every time because I wanted all of the designs had to fit together in a neat little puzzle, and I kept scanning the pants when they would finish. And so I'd take it off, put it up there, scan the pants, and I would forget. And every time I'd get to that point, somebody would call and I would hit the start button and go, I took those pants out. There was actually a hole in it, but it got embroidered over.
That's a good save to the pants. No, Tessa, you cannot use this on the Quattro. But you can embroider jeans on the Quattro. You just have to open the pant leg up.
Yep.
Or you could do free motion. And I have a blog post on that on blog.brothersews.com. If you put in the search for jeans, embroidered jeans, you'll see how I showed how to do free motion just on the pockets. You don't have to take anything apart on the jeans. Super easy.
Yeah.
It
just depends on what you want to do. So, yeah. But the nice thing about a 10 needle or 6 needle or the Persona is that you don't have to take the things apart. That is the beauty of those machines.
Definitely. That is the nice part.
You want to see where we're at?
Let's see where we're at.
Let's go see how many more minutes.
Over to that camera. I just put up all 3 of our websites down below because now you'll know where to go find these videos. But start at brothersews.com or blog.brothersews.com. Either one is fine. So let's see what you got, Cindy. Oh, she's embroidering along. And by the way, can you believe how quiet this is? That's pretty fast.
I decided to speed it up.
Is that what just happened there? I was like, wait, it just went faster.
Yeah, I decided to speed it up. So it's running at full bore right now.
Oh, that's funny. You know, we're live, so you know what's going to happen.
Yeah. It may fall through my ceiling, but hey, we're going to go full bore.
Jen says, no multitasking when you're sewing. So true. So how far, Deborah wants to know, how far up the jean leg can you go with that?
I can go as far up as I want. It would have to be a section at a time because it is an 8-inch hoop, basically. So it's like a 2.5 by 8-inch hoop. I can actually give you the exact dimensions of that hoop. Hold on a sec. 2 3/4 by 7 7/8.
All right. 2 3/4 by 7 7/8. So Jackie, if you private message me, Jackie, and I can send you a link to that because it's not a Brother product. And since we're on the Brother Sews page, if you send me a message, I'll let you know what pressing system I'm using.
Yeah.
Seam ripping, nervous breakdown. Yeah. It's part of the pleasure. So while we're waiting for the jeans to finish, why don't we give a little preview of what we're going to be working on in the month of December? Since we all need a little humor and some fun during this fall time, you want to give a little hint to that, Cindy?
I can't hear you.
Okay, so I'll just give you a little bit of a preview of what we're going to do. So Cindy and I were going through embroidery designs this morning, and she was choosing some for the jeans, and I'm like, oh, no. That is so ugly sweater.
You want me to share those designs?
I would love to see those. You don't have to share them now, but we're going to be using those on a project because we're going to definitely have an ugly sweater competition of some sort coming up starting December 1st.
Yeah, Angela and I decided to have an ugly something. I actually thought they would be really cute Christmas pants.
They would be cute Christmas pants. I mean, I don't.
Well, you wear them once a year and let's hope they fit next year, but I thought they'd be cute Christmas pants.
Yes, and they would be good for pajamas or sweater so I need to go through my stash and find a sweater. So all of you go through your stash, or if you see a really good sale over Thanksgiving weekend, find a sweater because we're going to be doing the ugly sweater embroidery.
I think it's all done. Oh, no, another color.
Oh, thanks, Marcy. What about stretch thread? I would not use stretch thread in the embroidery machine.
I actually have used Serger stretchy thread before, woolly nylon and woolly poly, but not on a 10 needle. You do have to slow your machine down and you do have to reduce the density, but I have done it. You can get some interesting effects, but you've got to play with it. Something else that they can do, if you don't want to embroider your jeans, you can always use vinyl, heat transfer vinyls. They have flocked vinyl that is a matte finished and it's fuzzy. It works great on clothing, absolutely marvelous on clothing. And it really is very subtle on jeans.
We should maybe add that during our ugly sweater week.
We could.
Ugly sweater, ugly jeans, ugly. A bit of ugly. Someone says, can it be on a cardigan? Yes, it can. And when I say ugly, it doesn't mean it's really ugly. You know, the whole thing that they always joke about the holidays. That's what I'm talking about. But you'll learn some tips for embroidering on sweaters and some things like that. But the funniest part are these designs. So do you think that now the designs that you're using are in the Luminaire, right? Or correct?
They're not actually in the Luminaire, but the Luminaire one came with a set. The initial release of them came with a package of embroidery designs, a 2,500 embroidery design collection, and so the ones that I'm playing with.
What our job will be then, before you all join us, is Cindy and I will kind of go through embroidery.com and see if we can find some designs in there that you guys could use in case you don't have the Luminaire, or in case you didn't have that, get that with the machine. Was that last year, 2 years ago? Go through your machines and see if you see anything holiday wise, and we'll go through our embroidery. So then that way, because I know some of you like to embroider exactly what we're doing. So we'll see if we can find some there. Those aren't very expensive. You can download them, and they work on the Brother machines, which is going to be great.
Yeah, that if you have that collection, if you downloaded that collection, because it was a free, I think it was a download card in their box or with their package. There's some really nice holiday designs, not just Christmas. There's Hanukkah stuff in there. There's Halloween stuff in there. There's Valentine's things.
The Valentine's, that heart was gorgeous.
Yeah, we've got something special planned for you for Valentine's Day too. So
I'm going to leave my tree up, so maybe I can put it on my tree. I decided I'm not taking that thing down this year. If I got to stay home all the time, I got to look at something pretty. Let's see. Penny, in case some people might have missed the beginning. So if you missed the beginning of the show, you can go back and watch it. Right now she's embroidering, but the 655E. Yes, it'll fit on that.
Yes. It's Penny, just an attachment that slides on. So yes.
And Penny, if you just call your local brother dealer, they can fill you in on prices for any of these machines and things like that. We're just showing you how to use it.
Yeah. We just get to show you how to play with the toys. We don't actually sell the toys.
Yep.
So
all right. I think I see.
We should be about done.
Let's go look. Let's take a look at where you are.
Let's go check.
Let's go check. So while she's taking us over to that other machine. Oh, that didn't take long. There we go.
Oh, we've got 1 minute left. One color left.
Can you bring us closer just to watch that embroidery a little bit for those that have never seen a 10 needle in action? That's awesome.
Is that a good angle?
Oh yeah, we can see that just great.
And that is at its highest speed. We are at 1,000 stitches a minute. This is the last color.
Which, you know, it's amazing how fast that can go on a pair of jeans. For those of us that have the one needle machine, no matter which one, it's still incredible to watch this machine work.
They are fun. All right, so it's now telling me it's done. I'm going to back it out a little bit so you guys can see. And then they'll see the support table again. So all you do is take it out. Here's the support table that we were talking about. So it just simply squeezes off and it folds flat.
It looks like something I have in my kitchen.
And you'll notice when you squeeze it, see that little lever comes down, and then you just slide it over the top of the tubular arm.
Very nice. Could you show the hoop up high too? Just so somebody who's never seen it could just see what that looked like on top there. Well, you don't have to have it together. Just hold it up.
So, the hoop on there?
Yeah, you don't have to have it on. Just show the hoop because it's a little different than the one needle, the way it's hooped. There you go.
So it just goes on there like that.
There. Now you guys can really get a good look at how that is. So that's up on top. It hoops differently than the one needle machine. And now you get a view of it without the jeans on there. Awesome. Thanks, Cindy.
You're welcome. So here.
So I'm dyeing jeans. And so the design that she's using is not built into the machine, Deborah. I believe it was in that free pack that she's talking about.
Yeah, it was in the 2,500 pack. I didn't want to make my own today.
Go through your machine because I've embroidered so many pairs of jeans. There are so many cool designs that are kind of long and thin that would be perfect on a pair of jeans. Oh my gosh, those look great. Look at how good those look.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
gosh.
My 20-minute jeans. Is that about what we did?
Not even that. Oh my gosh, that looks great. Do you know how expensive it is to buy jeans that are embroidered nowadays?
Yes, I do. I'm wearing a pair.
You didn't embroider your own?
No, I did not embroider these. Here, let's see if I can give you a picture of my thigh.
Let's see.
I can't get that high. We've zoomed in too far. Hold on. Let me zoom out.
Anybody popping
that high.
Like, what are you doing?
There. Yeah, they're going to wonder, what are we doing?
Oh, that's cute.
Okay, so let's flip off that camera and come back. So for the other...
Deborah, you got that 2,500. So go through those designs because that's also where we found a bunch of the ugly sweater designs.
Yeah, there's some really cute designs in that pack. Really cute.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, jeans are just expensive in general. Guys, and if you want to practice, go down to Goodwill. Buy some jeans.
No affiliation with Brother, by the way, but it is a store.
Yes, I'm sorry. Go to your local thrift store and hunt. Find a pair of jeans to practice on. You can always donate them back to somebody if they don't fit you. Just find something to practice on to where you can play, to where you're not worried about it.
And if you screw up, then they turn into shorts. Isn't that what Jen said?
Yeah, then they become shorts, yeah. Or donate them back to Goodwill. Your thrift store. That's twice.
Oh, Marcy got that pack too. Yeah, go through those designs. There's a ton in there. I was looking at her screen today. I forgot I even had those.
Yeah, there's some really cute stuff in there. I like to show, one of the shirts that I've done has, there's a simple flower in there. And I basically, I've got to do it for this shirt. I created an embroidery design, just made a bunch of them together to put on a shirt, used the live camera scan on it, and basically just dropped my design.
I do too. Oops. Sorry about that, Cindy. I can hear just a little echo, so I'll just mute for a sec. I totally agree with that as well. And for those of you that know that I love to use the big hoop, quite often it's smaller designs that I'm piecing together. So, I love to do a whole sleeve in one kibosh, but sometimes the fabric doesn't cater to using that big hoop. Sometimes it's better to use a smaller hoop. Or, of course, I love the new magnetic hoop because that's a little smaller and it really keeps that fabric tight.
Oh, pedal DD.
We see
the power button instead of the mute.
Oh, we can hear you though.
There. Okay, is it better? Are you echoing still?
That's okay.
Sorry, I had to turn you way up when the machine was running because I couldn't hear a word you were saying.
Oh, Marcia said that was a great idea. She does the same thing where she goes in and gets quite a few things just to practice on. That is a great way to practice. When I used to do alterations, I would tell people to practice, to learn how to do hems and change things on jackets and sleeves and hem shoulders. Go try it there because if it screws up, it'll only cost you a couple bucks. It's the cheapest learning lesson ever.
A lot of times if I'm trying to practice on a specialty fabric as well, let's say I'm trying with velvet or velour or something that I don't know how it's going to respond and I don't want to use my good stuff, I'll go and hunt for that specialty fabric. Sweaters, if you're not sure about how to embroider on a sweater, that's a great way to test it out. Mm-hmm. And you never know what you're going to find. So, congratulations on your new Luminaire. Yes, indeedy.
So I've seen so many people here posting that I've recognized their name coming into the Luminaire Masterclass. So congratulations to all of you that are new Luminaire users. Okay, so we're getting ready for Thanksgiving next week, which I can't believe. Are you working on any good projects for Thanksgiving? Are you doing anything? I'm working on some napkins.
I'm not doing anything for Thanksgiving. I'm working on a project for a class I'm about to offer, but I don't have it stitched out totally. Hold on. I'm switching it up a little bit.
That's going to be fun. I'm doing some napkins. I'm just going to do, since everyone knows I'm not allowed in the kitchen.
Well, we're not going anywhere and we're not having anybody here. So I am going to cook a turkey, but nothing else. So,
oh, that's cute.
Instead of having it Christmas, though, we're going to have like 3 trees and some deer around it, and snowflakes as our backdrop, and welcome winter instead.
That's going to be cute.
I haven't had a chance to stitch out the new version yet. That was on my list of things to do today and hadn't got there.
She sees a hat hoop. Oh, it's attached to your machine, isn't it? Your hat hoop?
Yes, the hat hoop is attached. It's sitting on my machine. So there is a video for the hat hoop. I don't know where it's got to be on Brother's YouTube channel. So the new cap frame is what's on mine. There are multiple cap frames that we have out there. There's one that's a 270 cap frame that goes from ear to ear. Then there's one that's the same embroidery size as this one, but it goes together a little differently. What I love about this one is, let me unlock it. Maybe. Is that it is so easy to actually get it on to the machine itself. So you basically squeeze your cap, put this over the top of it, and there's a little notch there. Match that up with your center seam. And then you go and put these little slidey things into the little notch slides over there. And then you lock it, and it'll click into place. Push it, and it clicks into place.
That's easy. Very easy to do.
Yep.
Hey, Deborah, I see your comment. So hint, hint, keep your eyes open because that might be coming soon for Luminaire 1 users. But right now it's just for Luminaire 2. But I've talked to Brother, told him that the Luminaire 1 users would love to have this class. And so there might be a potential coming up a little bit later. So thank you for your hint, hint.
There you go.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah, instead of having to unscrew things and make sure your hat's going to fit it and all that. Yes, the new one it will fit on it, but you do have to have the new driver. So you have, and it comes as a package.
So there you go, Shirley. Well, that's awesome. So if you guys don't have any questions about the jeans, that was the fastest, easiest project I've ever seen. No ripping apart the jeans. No doing any of that, just embroider. So for those that are looking at starting an embroidery business, this would be a great machine to have because look at how fast and easy that could be. So you could have people send you their jeans where you're doing the customizing on it. You could, I mean, there's just so many possibilities with that machine and it's so fast.
If you're doing multiples of things, it just makes life easy. You don't have to take things apart. Yeah. And it does go quickly. If I'm in production mode and I want to test something out, that one goes, it runs all the time. And I actually have another one in another room. So if I'm working up here, I'll run it in the other room so that I can talk and do stuff.
That's nice. What is a bucket hat?
I don't know.
Mertice, what is a bucket hat? If you tell us what a bucket hat is, we can let you know.
I know that it does work on, it's called the flat brim cap frame because, you know, those big flat cap brims are really popular these days. So with the older frames, the other frames, you can't get those in our machine. This actually turns it to where you can get it up and underneath there and actually embroider on it.
Okay, Jill says it's a floppy hat. So yeah, as long as it's soft that you can embroider through, squeeze it.
Yeah, but you wouldn't need the cap frame to do that. You could use adhesive back stabilizer for a floppy hat.
There you go. All right, so let me just give you guys the schedule. I'll wait one more. It's a safari type hat. There we go. Thanks.
I wouldn't necessarily, if you're doing this part of it, maybe, but I really would probably do an adhesive back stabilizer on that. Maybe the M clamp frame.
So the schedule for the week, Cindy, you're on this afternoon with your software shut-in, aren't you? At 4:30?
Yes, I sure am.
4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be on Angela Wolf page that will be shared to the brother as well. And I'm finishing my Linda tunic. I should have sewn your Linda tunic.
I'm like, you're doing a Linda tunic sew along, and you've got my fabric, and you did not make it for me.
I know. I've been working on this beautiful velvet sheer. It's going to look great
pretty.
With a pair of leggings.
I like that one.
Yeah. So I'm going to be
done the sew along. If I hadn't been so busy, I would have.
Well, and I have your fabric.
I did bring one piece of it home with me.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, well then you could join. And then tomorrow at 3, I believe it's 3 o'clock, is Emily Thompson. And then Thursday, mark your calendar for noon, we have brother educators Heather Banks and Jennifer Gleich, and they are going to be showing something fun and exciting. I don't have the details on it yet, but it's always good. And it's always, you know what's great about these shows, Cindy, is no matter what machine you have, you learn something. If it's stabilizer, if it's thread, if it's that I want a different machine, if it's whatever. But, you know, there's so many different levels of sewing, embroidery, and the scan and cut. There's so many fun things, and they all talk to each other pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, they all speak a language that you can adapt to. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I started my embroidery journey, I guess, because I didn't want to paint anymore. I used to paint shirts. So I'm a crafty girl. I started on the crafty side of life and bought my first embroidery machine thinking I would decorate my children's clothes. And we've already had that conversation. I have no children.
So now you
have a pup.
Your dog's decked out though.
Yeah, my dog gets decked out.
Oh, this is awesome. So we will let you guys know when we're going to start the ugly sweater. I think we had said the week of December 1st. December 1st is the first part of the ugly sweater challenge. And I think Joanne's coming on that day too. And so she'll be showing some of the new things for December. So December, we have a lot of fun things. But in the meantime, don't forget, we still have quite a few shows before Thanksgiving. May is coming on the 24th, which is Tuesday. And we have a ton of shows next week. Now, next Tuesday, are you going to be doing your software shut-in?
Ooh. That's
Send us a note, because if you're not, I'll put a note so nobody's like looking for you.
Yeah. I'll make a decision on that this week. Towards the end of the week. I probably will do Tuesday because I don't think we're going anywhere. But my husband is off, so he may fuss at me if I'm really tied up.
Go have a vacation time. Well, I will be here, and because nobody will let me in the kitchen, so I'll be sewing my napkins.
Sew those napkins. No, I'm not doing any extra special decoration for that. I just didn't do it. Like I said, we're not going north. Normally we go to Wisconsin, and we are not going to Wisconsin because of COVID. So
yeah, join the club with all of us.
Brian's mom said, "Nope, you can't come." Okay, we won't.
I can't even believe next week's Thanksgiving. So for those of you, if you have questions on the jeans, you can message us. I saw some of you asking questions about my pressing that I've been using. Message me. I could do that because it's not a brother product. And other than that, I can't wait to watch your show this afternoon on software shut-in.
I'm looking forward to it. We'll see you all later. Thanks for joining us today. It was fun.
All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and we'll look forward to seeing you. Cindy will see you this afternoon, and I'll see you tomorrow. And if you have questions, be sure to leave your message. So thanks, brother, for letting your brother and brand ambassadors take over your page again. See you later.
Indeed.